Hi guys. I am figuring out this like going live on two platforms thing. It seems to be working out pretty well. Um, I don't know what just happened on here, but I'm gonna wait just a second. Let me share this to a the Confident Coach Collective Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, it's free, and I hope it's very helpful. But that's where we talk about all things coaching and all the things. So let me put it in that group really quick, and then I will talk about the post that I put up yesterday. Let me share this. Hey, Monica, I see you. Share to. I really wish that they would make this a lot simpler, and I'm sure there's a much simpler way to do this. Like, it should just be automatic. Let me set my settings and then be done. But as goes my life. Okay, so I'm going to talk about, and I need this to be down because otherwise I'm going to be distracted by myself. So I'm going to talk about oh my goodness, this thing is like, welcome to my life in technology, and we just roll with it because why not? Why not? But I really want to talk about the post that I put up yesterday, and it was, I'm actually going to pull it up so that I can read it to you because I don't remember the exact wording, but it was something that I was talking to with a client in a one-on-one, and it was, you don't have a confidence problem, you have a problem with communication. And when we're talking about coaching, specifically having an online coaching business where we're helping someone through some sort of transformation, a lot of the time we may be lacking in confidence because maybe we're not confident in the way that we are able to deliver the end results. Maybe we are having a hard time. Hey, Shayna. Maybe we're having a hard time articulating the result that we're able to provide. And that's what I mean when I say you have a communication problem. So half the battle of being a coach and being able to help clients through some sort of transformation is being able to communicate the transformation as you're taking them through that process. And when you're trying to get new clients and you're trying to bring in new business, if you're not able to clearly speak about what you do, how you do it, and why they need you to help them through the process, you're not going to get clients. So you're going to feel less confident because you're not getting clients. It's like the self-fulfilling prophecy where you feel like you're not confident, but you know exactly what you do because you do it and you do it well. And if you could just get that client in, you could do it well for them too. But the barrier is we're not able to communicate our value to people that we want to help. And so there's a few ways that you can address this. If you don't know this, repetition is the key to coaching. So the more you practice coaching your process, the easier it is to explain how you do it. And before you even get clients in, you're usually your first client. So me, I've been in a variety of different niches over the years, starting in the relationship space, helping women heal from toxic relationships because I healed myself through that process. And I used a lot of different things. That's when I decided, okay, I'm going to go be certified. And now I'm a certified life coach. And really all that means is someone told me how to run a life coaching business. They did not teach me how to be a coach. And so you don't have to be certified. You don't need to go get all this education. What you really need to do to be able to be a really, really effective coach is be able to clearly communicate what you do, how you do it, and why it's important for that client. So the first thing that I would suggest is like write out your process. And the confidence comes when you don't feel nervous about speaking about what you do. So I'm not the greatest speaker in the world. You guys will hear me say, I lose my train of thought. I have squirrel syndrome. I have anxiety. I go to therapy. I'm not perfect. I'm not even the most confident person in the world. But what I'm confident in is the transformation I can help my clients achieve. The value that I provide people who work with me, that is what I'm confident in, but that comes with time. So confidence is a skill, just like anything else. Most people are not born confident. Most people are very unsure of themselves until they get a lot of practice doing the thing. And so the confidence in your business, and it doesn't matter what niche you're in, it doesn't matter what platform you're on, none of that matters. It's, can you clearly talk about what you do in a way that the person that you're trying to get to pay you can understand, can actually digest, and can make a decision about whether they're going to work with you or not. And so once I got to a place, in the beginning, I was very unsure, like, how the hell am I going to get people to trust that I know what I'm talking about in the confidence space? I started in relationships, and then I moved into kind of confidence, but really it was just like self-love and that space. And then I moved into the financial space, but the theme in any niche that I ever worked in was confidence. You have to be confident in yourself and rebuild confidence coming out of a toxic relationship. Self-love, usually you're focusing on building yourself up and actually loving yourself. In the financial space, so when I'm teaching traders and I was working with investors, you really got to learn how to be confident in the decisions you're making around your money. And so confidence has always been something that has showed up in various aspects of my life. So recently I decided, okay, this is the thing that just keeps popping up. And I'm talking like years of this popping up in various ways in my life. In the background, I've always been a business kind of I don't like calling myself a business strategist, but I have helped multiple people build businesses in the background. And so I was like, all right, this kind of worked out really well the last couple of times. Maybe this is something that I can do. But that doesn't mean that because I decided like I'm going to be a confidence coach for online coaches that confidence is built in. What I needed to do is I needed to figure out, how can I communicate the value that I provide for them in a way that other coaches can understand and digest. And so the very first thing I did is, y'all know I like to journal, and I talk about journaling all the time, is I wrote out the thoughts that were just like bouncing around in my head. And that really helps me kind of focus my thoughts, especially if I'm like, when I say I'm a squirrel, scatterbrain, I will get up from the couch, and the apartment's not that big. By the time I get to the room, I'm completely on to the next thing. And so writing really helps me focus the thoughts. And then from there, I can jot down, what do I do? And the more you focus on how to communicate in a way that's effective, it's not just telling them like, hey, I'm valuable. It's, what is the pain point that they're suffering from? What is the thing that they really, either they don't even know that they're suffering from it, or they know, but they don't know how to fix that problem. So as a coach, it's your responsibility to tell them what the problem is, identify it so that they can recognize it, and show them how to make a decision about how they're going to fix the problem. So what you don't do as a coach is you don't fix it for them. You just provide opportunity for them to make transformations for themselves, and you're guiding them. So there's like done for you coaches out there. I don't do that because I don't find value in that personally. That's not the way that I operate. So if I'm going to be my authentic self to my audience, which is you guys, then I really do need to show up authentically. And so I don't tell people. And some of you, Monica's been, I've done a lot of one-on-one coaching with her, and I don't ever tell you what to do. I show you some potential options and I help guide you through it, but I'm never going to say you need to do this, because I know that that's not an effective tool. That's not going to be a long-term solution to the problem. It may fix an issue short-term, but when that problem happens again, and most of the time it does, your client's not going to be able to make a decision for themselves. So that may create some like long-term clients, but I am the type of coach that I want you to be able to be successful on your own. I love working with you guys, and I want to be there to help support you along the way. But if you're paying me, I want you to get something out of it. And me telling you what to do is never, ever effective, at least in my experience. I know that there's like services that are done for you, but the type of coaching that I do, I just don't provide that. And so I have to tell people, this is what I do. So I didn't even introduce myself, guys, because that's what I do. I am Lenore Bowles. I'm a certified confidence coach, and I work with online coaches who are looking to increase some clarity in their business. And I do that by helping them be able to communicate their value so that they can gain confidence in what they do and attract those clients so they can make more money. So I have a program called Clarity, Confidence, Cash Flow. And that is where we actually hone in on what you do and help you build out your framework and a communication plan. How do I talk about this online? Now, I use the power of video. So I do live video. I do some reels, but I really do think it's much easier for people to see who you are if you show up on video. And so a lot of people are terrified of video, and I was too. I still get a little bit nervous every time I go live, and I think that that's healthy. Like, it's okay. I hated doing it in the beginning, but I really have seen the way that me being able to pinpoint what I do, and when I say that is exactly what I do, I don't chase all the other problems that I could solve. I have a lot of solutions to a lot of problems, but I help you communicate the value of your program so you can attract the right clients who will pay you so you can make more money. That is what I do, and that is all. And I think sometimes as coaches, we forget that customers can be fickle. And when I say fickle, not in like a bad way, but if you give them too many options, they're not going to make a decision. And so one problem, one solution, and that is what we focus in on. And so I actually had a consult earlier today with someone who's actually coming into the program that we're starting on Monday. And she has 1,000 fantastic ideas, fantastic things that she can offer. And she's charging a little bit of money, and she's doing a whole lot of work. And she's also trying to answer all of the problems for everyone. And so what we're going to do over the next 3 months is we're going to really hone in on who exactly is she working with and what one problem is she going to fix for them. And then we're going to build out a communication plan to help her show up authentically online and tell the exact client that she wants to work with how she can help them so that they can learn who she is, and then make a decision about if they trust her enough to solve the problem for her. So what I want you guys to think about, and if you're really struggling with like, oh, I think I communicate well, the way you communicate online is completely different. Like, I'm sitting in my apartment. The only person here is me and the dog, and I have a gecko and the gecko. And it's very different than having a conversation with someone online, someone in person, or even like on FaceTime where it's one-on-one and you can talk back and forth. So the way I communicate on a live video is completely different than the way I would communicate in person, because I don't have the other person giving me clues on if they're getting it or not. So you'll hear me like reiterate things. You'll hear me make sure that I'm like, I talk with my hands and I'm naturally expressive, but I think sometimes I emphasize things a little bit more to help communicate a little bit more effectively online, because it is a little bit different the way that you communicate with someone online versus talking to someone in person or even on FaceTime. So I promise you guys don't have a confidence issue. You may, okay, I won't say I promise. Maybe you have a confidence issue. Maybe you really do struggle with confidence, and that is totally okay. You're still a badass at what you do. You can still be a very effective coach. You can still make a whole lot of money in the coaching industry. This is a huge industry and there's so much money to be made. I think the part that people miss is knowing exactly what they do and focusing just on that one thing. You don't have to fix everything. And then being able to tell the person you want to work with exactly what you do so they can make a decision about working with you. It doesn't, like, the more simple I went with my business, the more money I made. And like in reality, I was doing too much in the beginning. I was stressed out. I was trying to have a pretty website. I was trying to have all the things like perfect. And no. I hope y'all can hear me. I don't know what that was, but it should be okay. But you don't need to do all the things as a coach. You really just need to coach in the beginning. You need to hone in on being a really, really good communicator, because the better you can communicate, the better that they can receive the message that you're delivering, the easier it is for them to make a decision about working with you and paying you. Thank you, Monica. Thank you for that. The easier that they can make a decision, and then you can focus on doing what you do best is providing that transformation. So communication is key. That's so cliche, but it really is true. And you don't even have to be like the most eloquent speaker. And when I say communicate, you have a communication problem, you are not clearly speaking to the one person that you are trying to help. And a lot of people call it a client avatar or a ideal client or a dream client. Whatever you call it, you need to know exactly who that person is so you can understand the way that they receive information. And you can understand how to speak to that person. You will have other people that decide to work with you. You will have people who say, you know what, I really like Lenore. I really want to work with this person. And they may not be your ideal client. They may be someone that's in proximity, maybe on the outskirts of who you really want to work with. And that's fantastic, because just because they're not ideal doesn't mean that you can't work with them. That's when you qualify them. And when I say qualify them, you want to make sure that they meet the criteria that you have for your business, to ensure that they're going to be a good fit. I do not work with everyone, because although I am in business to make money, I'm also in business to make an impact and to help people. And I can't help you if you're not ready for the level of commitment that is required to do the work. Or if you're, sometimes it's just like a mental thing, like we're just not ready to move forward in our business, and that's okay. Maybe there's some things that we need to work on, or there's a time issue and we don't have like the time to dedicate towards it. There's a lot of different reasons on why I decide not to work with someone. A lot of it, and sometimes it's just like I work with service-based coaches and I don't work with people who sell physical products. And if you sell a physical product, my program does not work for you. It is for a service-based coach. And so if you're not a service-based coach, then that's not my ideal client. And that's someone that I would actually tell, like, unfortunately, this program is not suited for physical products. And I do have people that I recommend. There's so many amazing coaches out there. And I think we have to stop focusing on what everyone else is doing and really just hone in on what we do and do it the best of our ability in that moment. And that makes the confidence factor increase so much easier, because the more confident I am in what I'm saying and what I am doing and delivering, my overall confidence is automatically increased because I don't have to think about the program. I don't have to think about the solution. I don't have to think about the process that I take someone through when they go through my program. I already know all this information. And so I'm confident about it because I don't have to think about it. So that's all I really wanted to say. It's the type of communication that we are delivering. Or the lack thereof. You don't have to have it all figured out right away. I think everyone needs a coach. I'm actually in my own mastermind program right now where I'm learning to be a better and more effective coach. And, as you get to certain benchmarks in your business, you have to be in a different place mentally, and your mindset has to shift in order to get to the next level. And so I am always self-improving, but I'm at a place where it's time for me to get to another level in my business. And so I think all coaches need coaches, and there's always something for you to learn from someone else, because especially if there's someone that is where you want to be. And sometimes it's not always fun. I'm not always comfortable when I'm going through a mastermind, but at the end of it, because I put in all of the effort required to be successful, it is always worth it in the end. And so I would love to help you guys become more effective coaches so that you can communicate your program's value, be more confident in what you do, show up authentically, and ultimately increase your cash flow and make more money. So if you want to know what this Clarity Confidence Cash Flow program is all about, I would love to talk to you about it. There is a link in my bio on Instagram where you can book a discovery. I think it says discovery call or next step call. I don't remember what I called it. And it's on the video on Facebook as well. So if you guys want to know what I do, is this program right for you? Are we a good fit to work together? I would love to work with you. This is really what I am super passionate about. I love helping people, but ultimately I love helping people make money. And confidence is always a piece that I'm like super into mindset, and building confidence is something that just has come naturally for me over the last several years. And so I really, really have leaned into that aspect of my life, and it has become my business, and I love what I do. So I would love to help you guys with that. If you guys have any questions, hold on, let me go to y'all Facebook and see if I have questions. Let me see, because Facebook used to show me the comments as they came in, but it doesn't now. I don't know that there is comments, but it's okay. If you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer them. If not, I'm about to rearrange my I'm going to rearrange my living room. So this will no longer be behind me. I'm actually moving my desk to the opposite side of the room. Oh, yes. Yes. I actually was meaning to reach out to you, Shayna. So I will do that. I think it's time. I think it's time. But I will leave it there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.